Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the oil pressure sensor on a 1990 Mustang. I believe the Fox Body all the way up to 89 has a different sensor location. So this is only for 1990. I think from 90 to 93, if I'm not mistaken, the sensor is a little bit different than the earlier model, the Fox Body. So if you have a 1990 to 93, you can follow this procedure to replace it. And basically, I had this vehicle for a while. I've been doing a lot of, work on the engine, trying to get it to run properly, and try to make it look good. So now that I completely have on the road, I drove it for a while, and the oil pressure it used to work okay from the early days of me driving it, and now the needle kind of just bouncing all over the place, and then all of a sudden it just like dropped all the way down. So I'm gonna go after the sensors to see if that's a problem. If it's not the sensor, probably inside the gauge pot or something like that, or the gauge cluster. But we're gonna get the sensor first. I think that's the easiest way to deal with this. I know I'm getting oil pressure because the car's driving just fine. So it's just a matter of getting the sensor to fix. I'll show you the location, and I'll give you the procedure on how to get it fixed. Okay, so if you look from the driver's side of the engine bay towards the front of the engine, you can see that there's the sensor sitting right here, and that is your oil pressure sensor. It's very easy to get access to. I believe the 89 and early model doesn't have this extension here. It goes like all the way in there, so it's very difficult to access to. But if you have a 90 and later model, it's sitting right there. It's very easy to get access to. And the new sensor look like this, just a replacement of the old one. You can get this from Amazon. I'll attach the link to the description so you can go and get one. Okay, so first thing you want to do is just to pull the connector right out of it. You just pull it straight up. There you go. You free that from the sensor, and now you can come in with a wrench and try to get it out. Okay, so the sensor fits a 26 millimeter with a 12-point star, just like that. For some reason, it doesn't fit the hex, but it fit the 12-point star. If you get a hex, it's 27 millimeter. I don't know why, but. And the 27 doesn't fit, it doesn't go in this deep, but the 26 millimeter will get you to come in. It's only engaged about, I'd say about 16 of an inch, but it does work. So if you don't have one of these, go to the store, get yourself a 26 millimeter socket. That's the only thing that fit. Everything is very tight in there. You can't use a wrench in there. Well guys, it's engaged pretty good. You just gotta push it in a little bit and turn the sensor. Seems to work. It's just like you gotta push in while you turn. It's so close. Well guys, I wasn't able to put all the torque into that sensor using this standard 26 millimeter with a 12-point star. It just like barely engaged into the socket and the sensor. So what I'm gonna need another, I say at least 1/8 of an inch. So somehow I gotta extend this portion of it to make it work. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off, extend it a little bit, fill in with a weld bead, and then I'm just gonna customize this socket. Now for you guys, if you don't have a welder, you probably can just buy a wrench. You probably need a 27 millimeter wrench. Get that, cut it down to, I think around 5 inches. You should be able to fit that wrench in there and try to turn it. And gotta just manhandle it and try to torque it up. But since I have a welder, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out and then extend it, make a custom tool for later use. All right, guys, I didn't really want to spend a bunch of time fabricating customized tool, so it only take me a few minutes to do this. So what happened is I cut right in the middle of the socket, and then the reason for me to weld these two nuts on the outside is because you really need to clear the inside. So if you try to weld anything that go through this gap right here, it's going to come to the inside and it's not going to let you fit the sensor. So I figure I have this two big bolts laying around, had no use for it, so I just welded one on each side. I think that should be enough torque for me to fully torque it up and just be done with it. Then I can use this later on for, you know, other stuff other than sensor, or not, but doesn't matter. I just wanted to get this done and over with. Well, guys, check this out. It goes all the way down. So now I can fully torque it with no problem. So I'm gonna put the phone down and apply a good amount of torque on it, and then we're done. All right, so I got the wire to put back, and now I'm gonna start the engine up and see if we get any oil pressure. Okay, I'm gonna start the engine up and see if the oil pressure is gonna be turned on. Now, off the bat, I can see some pressure left in there. It's not going to zero, so I don't know if it's the gauge or the sensor. Start the car up and see how it looks. Okay, good. So it actually went down to zero when I turned the power on. Okay, very nice. So it's on the high end of the pressure just because the engine is cool. It'll come down a little bit to the middle. Perfect. So problem solved. Well, guys, I have oil pressure. That's a good thing. So problem is solved and the job is completed. Now I know the method that I'm using is not for everyone. You don't have mostly you don't have a welder, so you're gonna have to go and get a wrench and cut it to length where it'll fit in there for you to turn it. Now you're gonna have to apply a pretty good amount of torque because these are MPT connections, so you don't want the oil to leak. So you gotta tighten up pretty hard. But it can be done if you don't have a welder to extend your socket. Now guys, it's very important that for these older cars, for you to have oil pressure. Now if the oil pressure sensor doesn't work out for you and something wrong with your dash, you don't want to tear the dash apart, you always can go get an aftermarket oil pressure gauge and sender, and you can put that sender in the same spot where the standard sender is for the Mustang, and it'll work out just the same. You just put the extra gauge somewhere inside your cabin so you know what the oil pressure is. For these older cars, you never know what's going on with the engine unless you really monitoring the health of your engine, checking the temperature, checking the oil pressure, and checking the voltage to see if everything is in good condition while you're driving, since these cars are much older. I appreciate you guys tuning in to KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.